What's going on, guys? So we got a few things to do this video. First, we got my max effort squat workout going on. I'm waiving my squats, so I'm just hitting one top set of 92.5% for 2 reps. So I'll be working my way up to that, but the larger topic here that I really want to discuss, because I've been getting some questions about it both on Facebook and some YouTube comments here and there, is the starting position and people ending up in kind of overextended positions and really how to squat better. So what I'm trying to illustrate here is what a good starting position should be. You really want to force your rib cage down, tension your glutes, and start in a pretty rigid position here. Focusing on staying tight through that initial position is really going to help you finish the lift better, clean up a lot of things in the squat in terms of you being able to move more weight with it looking cleaner, and you staying healthy and more injury free. So this originally comes from Kelly Starrett and just kind of my own observations with starting in a good position. And even if you're a low bar squatter, you still need to start in a good brace position. And the new idea here is that it's not just I want you to focus on bracing, it's that most of the lifts in this entire workout can focus on bracing. So what I think I'd like to do in the future is develop whole workouts that are going to aid one concept. So we have squatting, we have rack pulls, we have GHRs, we have farmer's walks, plank raises, plank holds. Those types of things will all focus on core stability and keeping the rib cage down, keeping the head in a neutral position. And those are the types of things that I'd like to demo for you guys to get your squats and deadlifts better. You kind of see overarching a lot in people that start in a low bar position where you can see some curvature in the low back, or where you can see a bend in the hips before they've even initiated the movement. And for some people, I think they like to start that way just because they cheat some of the range of motion, or because they feel like it's a more stable start position. But I think the priority should be on staying tight, keeping rib cage down, kind of keeping the full spine more neutral. Alright, here's my top set. If you don't really know what I'm talking about in terms of bracing, try holding the same bar weight for your 1 rep max, or a little bit above or close to it, 90+%, and just hold it in a squat walkout for something like 30 seconds. There's really no way to do it comfortable unless you're bracing properly. Tension the glutes, tension the abs, rib cage down, head in neutral position, and just holding that position for, a good amount of time. That's kind of the tack that a few of these other things are getting. Okay, so in summary, this position right here we don't want you in. This is an overextended position. You can see my belly out, around in my low back, and here is the position that we want you in. Tension the glutes, tension the abs, rib cage down, and that's kind of what we're after. All right, on to the rest of the workout. We've got some rack pulls now, which is another great chance to focus on bracing. And think about it this way, if you have to take one workout of something that's not in your plan to change your squat mechanics and your deadlift mechanics for the rest of your lifting career, I'd say that's a great trade. And really, it's really going to take just minor adjustments that are going to help with that. I've come up with a few other kind of programmatic changes based on Peter Pham, one of the clients in 3DMJ. That's a friend of mine. He's down here in SoCal. He's hinging kind of differently through the deadlift than through the squat and deadlift than you would see normally. I feel like his knees and hips are coming forward before he's reached the top of the squat. So things like kettlebell swings would help that out. Things like squat mechanics, belt squats, anything where the weight's underneath you kind of forces you into the right movement mechanics. A note about my training. These were feeling really, really heavy. This is the top set here, and overcoming inertia, simply getting it off the ground was taking a lot. And I was kind of hoping for better. I was remembering myself when I was lighter and a lot earlier on, doing 725 on this. So it could be just not recovering as well from my training. Could be the deadlift max that I hit a few weeks ago. I know that I recover slow from deadlift, so um, you just kind of have to keep chugging along. Got GHRs with an Elite FTS microband. Usually I'll do 2 micros or light, but I kind of wanted to get in more reps today, so I'm focusing on a little bit higher rep range. Again, bracing here, focusing on tension in the abs, even though this is a posterior chain exercise, is going to get at the drive that we're talking about. Because of course there are parts of the deadlift and parts of the squat that are posterior chain dominant. You have to be able to brace in the upper body during those segments. If you kind of feel yourself losing a good position, or you feel like your head is doing the driving here, if you feel like you're arching in the low back, grab a kettlebell. Grab like a heavy 70-pound kettlebell and go through a few swings, go through a few stands where you kind of feel the weight of the kettlebell. Pull your shoulders forward, and you have to brace yourself pretty hard. It's that bracing that's going to keep you in a good position throughout the lift. Just as some other training notes, I have a meet in February for USAPL that I'm planning on going, so I've had to adjust my stance for bench press to, flat feet. So I've been working on that and kind of experimenting over the past few days. I really haven't lost much strength on the bench since transitioning over, but we'll see. Alright, so next after this we got some plank raises. Use something that's comfortable for you as far as the weight goes, and go for 2 to 3 sets of something like 25 to 45 pounds on your back. I'm not really in the position I should be here. My hips should be a little bit lower, and I should kind of be focusing more on my abs. Classic fault in the plank is hips too high. There I am doing it. Okay, finally, farmer's walk. Focusing on rib cage down, tension in the spine, obviously gripping as hard as I can. You don't really see strongmen ever have to train their abs directly because of so much work like this. It requires a high degree of core stability. That's going to do it for this week. Stay tuned.